event a one fall with a 15-minute time limit. Introducing from Winnipeg, Canada, weighing 248 pounds, Kerry Brown. From Los Angeles, California, weighing 325 pounds, Big John Stud. Referee, Joe Tangaro.
Kerry Brown opposes Big John Stud, and I'll tell you something, they put Stud on the scale just before this match, and he came in at 325 pounds. Stands 6'9", he is a bear. And Kerry Brown, who's been going real good of late, has his hands full today against Big John Stud, a man with a tremendous reputation. Stud just shoves Kerry Brown halfway across the ring. Kerry has to take a little look at this situation.
Tell him about that, Daddy.
He says to tell him about that. Well, you could see it for yourself, the power that man has. A protege of Killer Kowalski. Crowd starts yelling, "We want Brody, we want Andre." Well, Big John Stud will be in that massive Wrestle Royal with Andre and Brody. That should be something. Think of the size in that big 16-man Wrestle Royal. Just take the 5 biggest men alone, and you've got over 1,700 pounds. Kerry Brown pitched away again by Big John Stud, who wades in with a vicious kick to the stomach of Kerry Brown. Oh, Brown powered into that corner. Stud charges it and misses. Kerry Brown rolled away, and then Kerry puts a side headlock on Big John Stud. Yes, sir, in that Wrestle Royal, you take the 5 biggest men, Andre, Baker, Tyler, Stud, Brody, and you're going to have over 1,700 pounds during it. Just those 5 alone. All 16 combatants guaranteed will be over 4,400 pounds during that Wrestle Royal, so you can call it the 2-ton Wrestle Royal if you want, because more than 2 tons of muscle will be in that ring at once in the Wrestle Royal. And of course, Andre the Giant, he's always the man to beat in a Wrestle Royal. He's the biggest of the big, 7'5", 465 pounds. Kerry Brown tried to pitch Big John over the hips and couldn't do it. Big John lifts Kerry Brown, throws him away. Kerry landed on his feet, trying a flying tackle. Try it again, punk, says Big John Stud. Oh, flying cross body block. Brilliant move by Kerry Brown. He nearly got a pin as he surprised Big John Stud with a flying cross body block. Good move by Kerry, but Big John so powerful just threw Kerry Brown off. Big John Stud, I'll tell you, he's got a lot of victories under his belt up around Minnesota, Wisconsin, parts of Canada. Prior to that, up in Hawaii and Japan, he did real well. Main event after main event, and Big John Stud has his eyes on the top, the World Heavyweight Championship and the Missouri State title. He has the credentials. He misses that forearm smash. Kerry Brown doesn't miss. Side headlock again on Big John Stud. Kerry has to keep that head pulled forward on Stud. If he lets Stud straighten up, well, Kerry's going up into the air. You can count on that. Kerry pitched to the ropes. And Stud sends Kerry Brown flying. Oh! Elbow drop from Big John Stud right across the back of the ribs. Kerry Brown in trouble just from one bounce because Big John is so big and strong. Big John lifts Kerry Brown and slams him backwards into the buckles. You talk about a man who knows how to use his size. You're looking at it right now in Big John Stud. He knows how to use that hugeness, that immense bulk in his favor. And you know, he's not fat. Look at him. He's well proportioned. Big chest, big shoulders and arms. There's that forearm smash. Oh, he has a wicked one. It's legal. No problem about that. That forearm is legal, but when he drives it home, it's like crashing a sledgehammer on target. Big John Stud pulls back on the head of Kerry Brown. Joe Tangaro right in there. It's not a strangle, and Kerry Brown not giving up. Believe it or not, Big John Stud was a college basketball star. He's put on a lot of weight since then. Obviously, he's bulked up using the weights, but can you imagine him under a backboard? He'd knock a few heads around. Ask him now, says Big John. We understand that he's been developing a hard punch to go along with his hanging backbreaker. And Kerry Brown, caught right there, his chin pulled back, is going to have to be careful and avoid either the hard punch or the hanging backbreaker. He has to negate the size advantage Big John Stud has. as Kevin Von Erich will have to do in that big match coming up between Big John Studd and Kevin Von Erich. Kerry Brown is about 13 pounds heavier than Kevin, so that gives you some idea how much weight and size that Kevin Von Erich's going to give away against Big John. He's going to give away 7 inches in height and close to 100 pounds in weight. On the other hand, as tall as Big John is, there's going to be an inviting target for Kevin Von Erich's cross-body scissors right across the midsection.
5 minutes have passed, 10 minutes left.
The forearm smash drives Kerry Brown down to the mat. Big John lifts Kerry Brown, pitches him away with a body slam. Big John Studd with a flying mare. He just manhandles Kerry Brown. And Kerry's nearly 250 pounds. John Studd pulling back. Look at the shoulders. No neck on that guy. It's all muscle. This goes right from shoulders into the head. He's so strong through the upper body. Just imagine what will happen if in the Wrestle Royal came down to, say, him and Andre, or him and Brody. Brody and Studd locked horns briefly in a recent tag match. Boy, that was a war. Let me tell you, they pounded on each other. Kerry Brown trying to come to his feet. Drives an elbow into the stomach. But that stomach's just as good a target for Big John Studd as Kerry Brown found out the hard way. Studd grabs the arm of Kerry Brown, hurls him across the ring, and kicks him right in the breadbasket, right in the solar plexus. Big John goes on the second rope, flying knee drop into the chest. It wasn't the throat, it was close, but it was not the throat. Count of 1, Kerry Brown shoves off Big John Studd, and that takes some exertion right there to shove Big John around. Kerry Brown gasping to get his wind. He has picked up a few bruises against Big John Studd. What a powerhouse. What a challenge that's going to be for Kevin Von Erich, and you can bet Kevin knows it. Can he use the claw against this man? Can he get the iron claw on Big John? Cross-body scissors might be the way to go, though. Big John Studd is tall. He's not carrying a whole lot of excess weight through the midsection. He's slim through there. That cross-body scissors maybe could work against Big John, but the question will be if he gets it on John while he's standing, can he ride Studd down? It's like trying to pull down the arch. And as big as Studd is, think how much size he gives away to Andre the Giant in the Wrestle Royal. It's Kerry Brown. There's pounding on Big John. He lifts the big man. 325 pounds slammed by Brown. But did you see Studd maneuver while on his back to swing those big legs around and drop Kerry Brown? Hey, Big John Studd just showed you something. He was slammed, but he didn't lose his composure. He managed to scoot around while on his back and knock Kerry Brown down. Just like Andre the Giant, Big John Studd shows you there's more to this business than just size. There's more to being successful than just being big. And it's things like that that have made Big John Studd a main event attraction throughout the country. Flying elbow drop by Studd. He moves around. Brown manages to lift the shoulder. Studd scores again with that elbow drop. Brown gets the shoulder up, but he's got to generate some offense now. Studd, with his size and with his muscle, has been wearing down Kerry Brown, and Kerry has to get something going offensively. It's not a strangle, but that head's been twisted. The neck's got to be sore on Kerry Brown. He has to be aching. You know, you talk about the big men. How about that team of Andre the Giant and King Kong Brody? Can they even bury the hatchet long enough to work together against Nature Boy Ric Flair and Dick Murdoch? Two teams that could be awesome if they can get along. If Andre the Giant and King Kong Brody can work together. If the egos of Nature Boy Ric Flair and Dick Murdoch can survive, that could be the wildest tag match ever in St. Louis wrestling history. Andre and Brody on the same team. Big John Studd pounds Kerry Brown down to the canvas. Studd towers over Brown. Moves behind him, lifts him to the air. Oh, look at that atomic knee drop. Slamming the tailbone into his knee. Count of 1, count of 2. Kerry Brown gets away. Studd is showing us a lot of weapons here. Kevin Von Erich, take note. You know, we mentioned in that tag match, Andre and Brody, if they can get along, that probably requires a little explanation. You know, they have been opponents here in St. Louis before, and I'm sure that it's only the fact that Dick Murdoch's on the other team that Sam Muchnick was ever able to get King Kong Brody to agree to be Andre the Giant's partner, because Brody detests tag matches to begin with. But go back to the last 4 Royals in St. Louis. The last 4 Royals that Andre the Giant was here for and entered. Andre won 3 of those 4 Wrestle Royals. The only one he didn't win was taken by King Kong Brody. So Brody and Andre may be partners at one point and enemies at another.
10 minutes have expired, 5 minutes left.
Big John Studd squeezing the head of Kerry Brown. Kerry's made a game effort, but Studd so far has just been too big and powerful. Big John twisting that head. Look at him smiling at the crowd. He knows things are going well. He knows he's in control. He forces the head of Kerry Brown down and then stomps on Kerry Brown. Kerry getting up slower. Where's that adrenaline? Kerry's thinking, come on. He's got to do something against Big John. Take him off his feet and keep him off his feet. Oh, Studd clotheslines Kerry Brown. John Studd clotheslines Brown. Kerry, groggy, tries to come up. Studd, oh, look out, backslide by Kerry Brown, this could be it. No, Studd yanks the arm free. With all that weight over his shoulders, that could have been a tough spot for Big John Studd. Now Kerry tries to follow up. Studd hangs right in there, whips Brown to the ropes. Jackknife cradle, the jackknife and the cradle, but Studd again, too quick with all that size, rolled away. Drop kick by Kerry, Studd keeps his feet. A second drop kick, Studd stepped away. Elbow drop to the back of Kerry Brown. Brown missed the drop kick. The first drop kick didn't do the job. It didn't knock him off his feet. Big John lifts Kerry Brown over the top. The hanging backbreaker. That's one of his favorites. The hanging backbreaker by Big John Studd. Look at him pulling the arms out so the pain and the pressure is even more into the spine. Kerry Brown gives up. Tangaro tries to get Big John Studd to release the hanging backbreaker. And that was one impressive victory for Big John Studd. Oh, what a challenge Kevin Von Erich has coming up. Let's hear from Mickey Garagiola.
11 minutes and 39 seconds with the hanging backbreaker. The winner, Big John Studd.
There comes Kerry Brown off the ropes, trying for that jackknife and cradle, pulling Big John backward. As you can watch in slow motion, Kerry trying to trap the shoulders down. Studd managed to get the shoulders up, and from there, Big John went on to follow up and get the victory over Kerry with a hanging backbreaker. We'll talk to Big John Studd right after this. Watch as Big John Studd polishes off Kerry Brown with that hanging backbreaker. Studd lifting Brown overhead, stretching the back out, stretching out the spine, and that's how Big John Studd won today on Wrestling at the Chase from Kerry Brown. And I guess, John, that's one of the holds you would love to use on Kevin Von Erich.
Right. Just another example of the power and the strength and the wrestling ability that John Studd, 6'9", 325-pound possesses. You know, I'm very hungry. I got a lot of goals, and a lot of them are set right here. I'm after Kevin Von Erich, you know. I don't like his daddy. I used to beat up his daddy, and what would be a greater insult to his father, a greater punishment than to punish one of his sons and destroy him and beat him right in the middle of the ring.
You have so much size over Kevin Von Erich, it's going to be difficult for him.
That's right. Size and strength prevails in all my wrestling ability. Do you notice how I grab him and I punish him and I hurt him before I beat him? Punishment's the name of the game. It's not wrestling, it's punishment. And the toughest man wins. Now I got some bigger goals set in front of me. 1, destroy Bruiser Brody. I've been chasing him for a long time. 2, beat Andre the Giant. The only man in professional wrestling today that's a shade taller and a shade bigger than I am. I've chased this man from coast to coast. And you know what? I have a feeling I got him cornered. And when I grab Andre the Giant, all 464 pounds, all 7'5" of him, and I smash him right in the center of the ring, and then I pick him up for the backbreaker, it's going to be all over. And I can say to all you people out there, I told you so.
Of course, you will be in that Giant Wrestle Royal with Andre, with Brody, with people like the Bruiser, Oxbaker. You'll have to throw them over the top rope. You're saying that you can lift Andre the Giant. Do I understand that correctly? You can lift Andre?
Not only am I saying it, I will show all you people in the wrestling world that I can do it. And yet, my goals are even set higher than that. One Harley Race, the world's heavyweight champion. Do you think Harley Race could withstand the punishment I dished out to this punk tonight? This punk, he was a ringer. He was a lot better than the promoters told me he was. He was a lot tougher. Yet I prevailed. I destroyed him right in the center of the ring. Bruiser Brody, Andre the Giant, the same lies for you. Where I travel, I leave nothing but a trail of broken wrestlers behind me. I have one goal, and that's to the top, the World Heavyweight Championship. And no one will stand in my way. Do you understand it? No one will stand in my way.
Big John Studd. He obviously has the size and the power to back up what he says. We'll be back with more in just